I am
we are
also
recording?
recording. We are recording.
Look,
I think we may have like
backups.
4 backups on this one. Nice.
We are
Great.
all
Strong
recording.
opening. Strong opening, guys. So, hi. This is a slightly unusual game because originally, in the midst of time, me and Yuni came up with this weird idea of having like little mini games, which aren't really games, called 12 frames per second, which is a play on the fact that if an animation is going at 12 frames per second, that means it's on twos. Haha, you see what we did there between 2 players and characters. But it's kind of become its own thing, and this isn't really a game, it's kind of like a 4-way conversation. So
we're at 6 FPS now.
yeah, 6 FPS, very good. Oh, damn, I would change the title card, but I cannot be bothered. Okay, let's like have the players introduce themselves.
I guess, hi, I'm Yuni.
Yay.
I'm playing someone.
Mhm.
Who is it? Wouldn't you like to know, weather boy?
I would like to know. God damn it! Hello. My name is Fable. I am playing Bob from accounting. He's having a coffee right now. I don't know where he is, but he's absolutely having a coffee right now.
Very plausible.
I don't make.
You're next.
Okay,
Maud?
you're alive?
You're technically next in the line.
Oh, I didn't even count myself because I sort of did the run-in. I'm sorry. I'm Modmad. I'm playing the engineer, and I'm excited to interact with all of these characters. They're very good.
Hi, I'm Charlie. No, I'm Kai. I'm playing Charlie.
The identity crisis begins.
You can tell that I'm having a good day. I think Charlie's probably going a bit better today than I am, so it's gonna be fun. He's probably not gonna be that helpful, but there's every chance that he will know someone else that will be helpful here.
Kai, if it's any help, I have like a cold right now, and I'm trying to play off the fact that I have it. I'm just like ignoring it. It's fine. I'm fine. But
No,
my
it's
brain is a
okay.
bit
Don't worry.
sluggish, so apologies for that. This is a meeting game. A meeting of minds, because very much a topic that has yet to be really properly discussed or prepared for, and really should. I don't even know when this game is set. I feel like it may be like very shortly after the last FPS with Charlie and Engineer. If you haven't watched that, I'll put the link in the description because it was a good one. Kai did a great job at fantastic. And yes, so the topic for discussion, as has been betrayed by the engineer on requesting Bob and Charlie's presence in his office at quite a late hour. This is I think, let's say it's midnight because that's romantic. Has requested their presence and said they're going to talk about what they intend to do about the jester. So you're on your way to the office in question, and Bob, coffee is a very good idea. How are you feeling about the premise of this evening's agenda?
Well, first he thinks it's incredibly late. He probably had to go. He probably had to do a quick stop at home to tuck the kids in, and tell his boyfriend where he is. He's gonna be for the night. He doesn't know how long because he's not sure how long this is gonna take. But he's definitely grabbed another coffee because he does have a sleep schedule. He does do sensible things like going to bed on time. And 12 o'clock is a little bit past the bedtime.
A little bit.
So it's a bit. So he's wondering what could be so important. Mind you, Bob does. I don't know how much Bob actually has been told about the jester. He's not been involved in that array of things.
That's
Good
true.
question.
How much has Bob been told beforehand?
Well, this is a roll history, isn't it? Let's find out how much you know.
It is.
Because I was going to say, I feel like surely someone, including the engineer, would have talked to Bob about it, especially all the shit that happened. But I don't know. Let's see. Let's see what went on. Maybe it's in that one.
Did people maybe just forget to tell Bob, and
No!
Bob is not even aware?
Oh, Bob. Bob, baby Bob. It might be a sort of safety thing, in like the more people who know are in danger, so it may even be a strategic thing. 21, no. Nah.
Never mind.
I tell you what, you're his accountant, and his last accountant was a very precious commodity that was lost. And yeah, the engineer totally like filled you in on the details of the Hikuza and the Jester and all the bullshit that's gone on. With the 21, you're up to speed.
Awesome. Then for Bob, this is just another Tuesday.
Same shit as always. Okay, Charlie, you are in very much the same situation and are very well informed about the Jester. So how are you feeling about this?
I will say at the moment Charlie is wide awake because he has an abhorrent sleep schedule and only needs like 5 hours of sleep a day, and it's bullshit. I hate it. I would like to say, basing this off the way my dad tends to sleep, so don't you dare say it's not realistic.
I
But
say
yeah,
nothing.
midnight. Yeah, it's midnight. He is wide awake, and he is like probably already sitting on a table, or sitting somewhere that is definitely not intended to be a seat.
Mhm.
Probably toying with a knife, just kind of flicking it over and over in his hands. This morning he had a bit of a talk with Marcel about, maybe not going off and doing something stupid, even though he'd already had that talk with the engineer. Marcel was still worried.
Charlie.
But, he's sorry.
Okay.
He's not really, but he's sorry.
Marge, sound of disapproval.
I will say right now that if you coming and listening to this directly off the FPS that Charlie and the engineer had a while back now, or a week, or however many days.
I have no idea.
Yeah, Charlie he hasn't entirely been talked out of the stupid idea of going off and kind of being a double agent. However, he has at least agreed to be slightly less stupid about it and let other people know.
Cool. Good to know. My goodness. Anyway, you... Charlie! Okay, so I'm gonna, just for convenience...
I refuse to apologize for him.
Yeah. For convenience's sake, I'm gonna say, like, the engineer's office is, like, kind of shut, so you two are meeting up outside. So you exchange a greeting, I assume.
You look half asleep.
I'm so sorry. My brain fits out. That's me, right?
Yeah, that's you.
Thank you.
Sorry, Charlie. Charlie's incessant nicknames for people can get very confusing. It's not gonna stop. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's alright.
We all know that person.
What? Oh, yeah. I'm usually, if it's not a late night, I'm usually asleep by now. Usually.
I was gonna say maybe it's an idea to catch a bit of a nap before whatever the heck this is happens, but I think you might be in for a rude awakening if like a hothead comes running around the corner next.
Probably. Nah, I've got a coffee, and whatever it is will probably wake me up just fine.
I'm sorry, I'm trying to roll and it wouldn't let me. There we go. Okay, I would like you both to roll passive perception.
We don't roll passive perception, we just have passive perception.
Okay, tell me what your passive perception is. I'm sorry, this shows how good my brain is today. I knew that, really.
It's okay. I'm a 14.
15.
Yeah, you both hear that. Okay, you hear a sort of... from inside the office.
What do you reckon he set on fire this time?
And I'm just gonna roll Hammer's face real quick.
Sure. Roll that dice, let's see if it's a fumble.
It's not letting me.
Yeah, mine was
go.
like taking
3.
forever.
Bob... Yeah, for some reason I thought it was my keyboard being weird.
No,
but,
it's dice person.
anyways, Bob pulls out his fire extinguisher. It just preps it.
I love that you have that.
Would you mind getting the door, please?
Like, Charlie's gonna go knock on it like...
Oh, hey, come in, it's
I
open.
guess you said that the... Alright, yeah, opening up, stepping to the side to let Bob go in first with a fire extinguisher.
Is anything on fire? I have a fire extinguisher.
To your absolute astonishment, nothing is on fire. However, you are a little bit alarmed because you enter to the engineer pointing a gun basically at the door. He's fiddling with it.
Charlie is moment of Charlie just going liquid and ducking down to the floor to make sure he's out of range.
I'm just gonna make a save real quick. This is 21. Okay, but Bob does not freak out. However, he does. I'm sorry, engineer. You're pointing a gun at him. He fires the fire extinguisher at you.
That's it! Alright, okay, maybe I... Oh, maybe I should have said, given you context with that, sorry, I was just testing something, and he wipes off the foam
Yes, by pointing
beard.
a gun at the door.
Because that's
Yeah,
where
Yeah, by
the...
pointing a gun at the...
That's where the target
Yeah, it's
was.
where I was coming in.
Aye, but I wasn't going to fire it. I've got the safety on, it's fine.
Bob's gonna look at the other side of the door.
there's a
Is there a
dart.
target there?
There's a dartboard basically on it, and there is a bullet lodged squarely in the center with a 20. I feel like it's not a perfect bullseye. It's in the green, and yeah, his. I want you to have a look at. Nah, I'm gonna give this to you. You would look because you're an artificer. Anyway, you turn around and his gun has something attached to the muzzle of it, and he's sort of muttering like, it's no good, not yet. That's still too loud if you two had it. Anyway, welcome, come in, round the table. We've got plenty to talk about, and say hello to our new friend here.
I will say Charlie has to pick himself off the floor where he ducked down before, but then he just kind of rolled over and was cackling considering the whole fire extinguisher thing.
Yeah, Engineer
so,
definitely had a
yeah.
Santa beard of foam at one point.
Like,
That's what you get
Charlie
for...
could use prestidigitation to get rid of it. He's
Mm.
not going to.
I
It's
mean,
on the
neither is
floor right now.
Bob.
Okay, yep, time to get up and take a seat and find out who the fuck this mystery guest is. Come on!
Yeah, and with your passive perceptions, I'm going to say they weren't high enough to notice this person who seems to come out of the shadows.
God damn it.
Yeah, a very dark figure seems to appear from the shadows as soon as the engineer actually references her presence. And he comes out and goes, "Hey there, fellas."
Yes, I knew it. Yes.
Yeah, baby.
This is the point where I feel really bad because I'm sorry I don't know this person's name. I've seen you do art of them, but I don't know who they are.
This is what for the introductions
That's
are
how he
for.
likes it.
He was hard to find.
It's the boy. I knew it.
Mm-hmm.
I love him.
And he comes out and goes, "Evening, fellas."
Yeah,
Evening.
not bad. Yourself? And Charlie will put his paw out to shake.
Yeah, the man, he seems caught in an internal smirk and gives a shake.
Charlie, nice to meet you.
Name's Beckett.
No, I'm Bob. Bob says as he is slowly putting the fire extinguisher away, but he is looking at Engineer, like, as he's putting it away, like, he will bring this back out if he needs to.
Happily for Bob, the gun and its strange attachment, which I think at this point, Bob, make some sort of artificery roll to see if you can deduce it. Charlie, you can as well if you like. Something intellect-based,
no idea.
probably. I don't know. We don't have a mechanics thing. Probably just intelligence then.
Yeah, let's just
Like,
get
he's
to
got a -1 to that, so like,
Who
Let's
needs
do
intelligence?
Let's do straight intelligence. I feel like my character sheet's been... Oh, come on. Here we go. 15.
Okay, yeah, Charlie, you make a guess just off what he said. And Bob, likewise, it's more like based off what he said than what you can see, because this thing is like, I don't know if they exist yet, but it's basically a very rudimentary silencer. And the engineer is very practiced in making things very loud. He's not used to trying to invent things that make things quiet. But yes, this was definitely something he was practicing with, and he was still on target, so it hasn't affected the sights too badly, but very much a prototype.
Bob's gonna hold out his hand for it. Can I see that real quick?
I don't know, are you handy around firearms? And he does extend it handle first after a bit of a spin, but he's a little hesitant.
I've handled enough staple guns to not mind holding an actual gun.
Alright, have a go.
Thank you. Silent? Something to keep it quiet?
Quieter. I'm trying to perfect it. It's a long way off. At first, I just tried firing it through a megaphone backwards. The rule of funny didn't actually play out. Sad. Anyway, to business. This is related. I was just giving a wee demonstration to our new friend here, Beckett. So, to business. And
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, quick question. Like, and like, Charlie turns back at, like, mean this with absolutely zero offense, mate. Don't worry about it. Turns back to NG. Who the fuck's this guy?
well, I was getting to that. Anyway, and he indicates to, like, basically take a seat around the table if you haven't already, make yourself comfortable. There's some drinks, there's, like, a map, because every meeting of this caliber has a map in the middle of the table, whether you need it or not. It just works, the aesthetic works. He actually has his cigar, and he's sort of rolling it up and down one of the zigzag saw-tooth parts of his mouth, beak, whatever the fuck he has. He's trying to practice actually using it because the doctor said he had to start smoking for his health. It's a fire spirit thing. But it makes for a very good smoky noir detective sort of setting. So I hope you all appreciate that if you're doing fan art. You're welcome. So Beckett, my esteemed intelligent friend here, is someone that I have been looking for, or the likes that I have been looking for quite a long time. I have been pursuing the notion of a detective for a while now.
That's right. I don't make myself especially well known around these parts, but people who want to find things that are lost, things that don't want to be found, I'm the person they come to.
And yeah, he looks expectantly between Bob and Charlie to see how you feel about this.
I'd rolled a couple Harrispace rolls. While this is happening, Bob has brought out his toolkit and is currently disassembling the makeshift silencer. I was trying to roll another hammer space for him to roll out the accounting book so he could start judging how much they're probably gonna have to pay Beckett. But that was a fumble, so let's see what he pulled out. I don't really have a full fumble chart. Oh, here we go.
I've got one.
Bob rummages around. That looking, Bob pulls out a mic of disc. He looks at that and goes, "Wait, no, that's Rad's." Puts it back. And roll again.
The fact that Rad has a mic of dis is terribly exciting to me.
He has it. I haven't had a chance for him to use it yet, which I'm really mad about because he's had it for months now.
One day it will be glorious.
Anyways, that was a 10. So yeah, now he brings out his accounting book and has that next to the disassembled silencer now. And it's kind of just multitasking between the two.
Yes, Bob, yes, we will be talking about expenses. The main thing is the security of the future of Anquil. I thought that was maybe a priority here.
You what? I'm an accountant. I am keeping track of the books now. Because that is my strength.
Anyway, speaking of specialties, Mr. Beckett, you'll understand that Bob is my accountant, a highly capable one of that, and I am sure that you will understand how valuable that can be. But Charlie, how about you give yourself a little introduction?
A member of the criminal underbelly.
Succinct.
He's just giving you, like, he's not grinning as such, but like the stupidest smile as he says that.
I love you, Charlie.
I like someone who knows his way around the shadows.
Hooray.
No, I said it before, but it's good to meet you. One thing I do got to establish before we start getting into any more of this. Opinion on cops?
Well, I don't work with them much.
Right, we'll get along just fine then.
Engineer glows slightly. He is slightly relieved that this has gone as well as it has, but also he had a good feeling. He had a really good feeling about this, so he's pleased. Yay. Well, You can understand that you...
Beckett had to pull back his words just a little bit, but yes, that is his polite way of saying fuck cops.
Yeah, no one in this room likes cops. I'm very happy about that.
I mean, to be fair, if Beckett had said that, then Charlie would have immediately put his hand up for a high five.
A cab, baby. We work outside the law. Yes. Alright, so, you'll understand you're all from different walks of life, but we've all got a common goal. And, difference and every kind of variety of differentiation is the way through which unity is discovered. So, I think it would be pertinent, as we all know the topic of this evening's agenda, to perhaps, list our potential. That is to say, like, what you find your speciality could be adapted towards, and we can have some suggestions from around the table if something occurs to the others.
Well, I guess to put a start to it, considering who and what we're dealing with, a plan's only going to do us so good, unless we know how to keep track of, certain individuals. and I like to think with the 21 on history that I rolled earlier, I like to think Bob has put some time into this beforehand.
Absolutely.
So I'm making another hammer space roll for Bob here. 9. Okay. He's already multitasking between the accounting books and the silencer, but he does also take a moment to he has to put both hands behind him, go, and it looks like he's trying to pull something out that's heavy. He goes, hold on, give me 1 sec. There we go. And he pulls out basically a giant stack of paperwork, and it hits the ground with a thud.
I think Engineer just involuntarily winces at the sight of it, like, oh, God.
So it took a while and a few phone calls, but I have a few receipts for any basically any fun toy purchases, things that you the engineer you told me that Yakuza would invest in, mostly just to follow a paper trail. So I figured that would be a decent place to start.
Right, that looks like a decent start.
Hey, Bob, did you go through a whole forest for that?
No, I was actually hoping to get a bit more before this meeting. This actually isn't that much. And Bob actually looks at the pile like it's not that impressive.
I'll have to get a bigger table. So, yes, as you can see, accountancy is invaluable, apparently. So, is there anything else that you believe that your particular specialities could be adapted towards? Because I confess, I know that you're a prime accountant, fantastic man with numbers. Is there anything else? Any wee hidden gems about you?
Bob has to think about that for a second. I mean, I wouldn't say... I mean... What exactly is your plan with this?
You get a bit of a...
I mean,
a smile. That's all you're gonna get, because you're gonna say something. Sorry, carry on.
I mean, we need some kind of plan. I mean, you want to go up against this person who has a lot of influence and arguably a good amount of power behind them.
Aye.
Which makes it slightly difficult. Plus probably has a good understanding of the underground, which Charlie would have. And if Beckett here is a detective, you said?
That's so.
That's right.
All right, so you two would probably be pretty good at. And Bob has a chin in one hand and elbow in the other as he's doing a real think.
Doing a Professor Layton.
Working his brain. Yeah, he's doing Professor Layton trying to really think about this.
Can you deduce?
Yeah. If anyone wants, and this is also Fable trying to think of something. So if
Oh,
anyone
that's
wants
fair
to
enough.
say something while Bob is thinking,
Yeah, please, and anyone else cut in. I'm just kind of trying to direct this conversation. Haha, director. But, like, this is for everybody to just participate, do whatever you want, say whatever you want. So tell me to shut up if you need to, please.
Well, like I said to Angie the other week, may have potentially found one or two places into the Yakuza. Like, they're more recruitment places than anything else, high level, anything we'd really be able to get much information. But it's a start.
is that a good idea?
Had multiple people tell me no. Still not entirely convinced off it either.
Well, I mean, based on what Engineer told me, you two at least have seen the blah. I can't talk.
Do you want some more
very
coffee
late in the
there?
night. Yeah, give me 1 sec.
Charlie leans over and just kind of pats Bob on the back.
Glug, glug, glug.
It's alright, the man's so distasteful
You
his
both
name
have-
gets
you
stuck
both-
in my throat and all.
You both have seen the jester somewhat in person, and he's seen you. Is it a good idea to go in when you're I know you have disguises, but I have a feeling after seeing you, it would make sense. If he's smart, he would be on the lookout for any cats joining the Yakuza.
Just
It's a very
cats.
weird name. I don't know.
No, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Don't worry. But yeah, you got a point, and I reckon like there's two ways it could go. Either I go in with a real good disguise, or I could go in as me, basically, because I'm sure he'd love some information of what's been going on down here, and I'm fairly good at real good at lying, real good at maybe making a bit of show. There's something wrong going here. Alright, you're good at making a good show of it too.
I think Charlie, make an insight roll.
Okay.
It's like this was exactly what you talked with Engineer about, my god.
He said maybe. That's a
10, my god. Yeah, you're just being stubborn. You don't get the read on this incredibly unsubtle hint that, yeah, he's just like, not okay with that. He's still not okay with that, because it's dumb as hell.
Yeah, no, I think Charlie, like, I think even without the insight or anything, he knows that Angie thinks it's dumb as hell. He's still putting the idea on the table because that's what this whole thing is about, isn't it?
Fair enough, fair enough.
I do think it's worth considering. Disguise or no, this Chester fella, he ain't the sort to treat his employees real well. You'd be lucky to get anywhere near him, one way or another.
Yeah, I kind of figured that already, but it's... Any
Could you-
information on the Yakuza is probably better than nothing, and what's better than what we've currently got.
Hold on, could you get near him? And Bob is looking at Beckett.
I haven't exactly tried my hand in that particular area yet, but I think I could figure something out.
If
Your
I
boss here has
Oh, nothing. I was merely
asked me
positing
to step in.
Yeah, sorry, the lag is killing my timing with cutting into you. I'm so sorry, Yuni, go again.
No, just your boss here has asked me to use my special talents to track him down, but called you folks in here for your own special talents.
Well, as I was
I usually go it alone.
precisely, going alone is just a one-way ticket to 6 feet down, and I don't want anyone to be in that situation. You may also have noticed that there are only 4 people in this room. That is intentional for the time being. Obviously, I will relate certain details to other parties who are interested, but a lot of them are kids, and I really don't want to involve them unnecessarily, and honestly, in terms of covert operations, the fewer people know about it, the better. I have been made aware, and he looks a little pained, recalling Sal's lessons on magic. I have been made aware that there are particular magical ways to get someone to say speak the truth, which are varying and pleasantly so. If we can keep particularly subversive operations between the four of ourselves, I believe that this would be a good idea. Also, you asked me about plans, Bob. If I had a plan already, that would be foolish, because I need more data. That is precisely what we are here to discuss. I have concepts. That is something that I, as a writer, I'm fairly good at coming up with ideas, but I need clay to make bricks, so I don't want to jump the gun and cause a mishap by doing so.
Bob slowly looks down at the disassembled silencer on his lap, and then slowly back up at Engineer.
I'd like you to make an insight roll, actually, with that.
Okay.
Because I know you're trying to make a point, but...
Yeah, he is trying to make a point.
Yeah, I get it. An 11.
Dang it.
Oh, it's such a shame because, yeah, Bob, you are making this point, and you completely miss the engineers. Or rather, the one that's staring you in the face. Because, like I said, the engineer is all about loud flashes and bangs. He's not about being stealthy or silencers or subversive operations. And he's basically being quite honest with you about the fact that this is new territory for him. He's a movie director. He's not, like, the head of an operation of super spies. This is completely new. And he's doing his best to not be incautious, to not be foolish and charge in or send anybody else in before you are all properly prepared. But you don't get that because you rolled an 11. What a shame!
Yeah, but Bob doesn't get that on the insight. But he's looking at the silencer. But he's looking back at the silencer again, and I don't think this is gonna work.
What, the silencer? I know, it's just a first take. You don't have to be too critical. I mean,
No. I mean, think about it. How long has Jester been in charge of the Yakuza?
too long.
Long enough. The fact that he's managed to stay in power this long means he's not an idiot.
I'm talking about that. Are you okay with him remaining there?
No, not at all. Not at all. But that's not the point I'm making.
Isn't it?
Right now, it feels like Right now, it feels like just by Charlie's suggestion, it feels like we're going after him. But what if he came after us?
And that's another
Actually,
thing.
it's not so much a what if. He probably is.
No, that's fair enough. And
But that's just it.
That is something that
We know he will.
You may have observed that behaviour around the studio is not quite as it used to be. And you will all be very aware of the fact that the studio is on hiatus. This hasn't happened, like, ever. The engineer doesn't take holidays. He's a workaholic. And it's kind of crazy. And, like, people have gone off on their own adventures. And, yeah, he takes a moment to recover his composure because he was starting to get a bit het up there. I am trying things that I haven't before, but it occurred to me that keeping everybody in one place, as secure as I am trying to make this studio, it is not a fortress, it is not a castle, it is fallible, and people are vulnerable here. I really do want to keep everybody safe, and as far as I can see, preparing for the worst is basically the best way, and sitting around waiting for them to come to us isn't going to help the situation. And especially for people who are as proactive as Charlie here, it can be tempting to be rash in decisions and put ourselves at risk. So
Yeah, Charlie's just gonna glaring at you for a second there.
Yeah,
and even if you're not looking, you can feel the glare. But then it's like just turning back to Bob for a second. Plus, he's already kind of come after us before, and that didn't go great,
precisely.
to be honest.
Did.
I understand that, but oh boy, I'm thinking of something really dumb. Okay. He has come after you before, and he's absolute and without a doubt going to come after you again. Likely multiple people.
Bob, you are now wearing a hat. So is Charlie. They've both got caps on that say "Dumb Ideas Squad."
Love it. Can I have one of those?
Bob very carefully. Bob very carefully adjusts this a little bit so it's sitting properly atop his head. Thank you very much. Before going back to what he was for, putting his hands back together and another thinking, slightly prayer, slightly, oh, this is maybe not a good idea, but he's gonna look at Beckett and how have you done traps before? Have any of you done traps before?
Why don't you elaborate your thinking, little man?
My thinking is that the jester wants to get at this studio, wants to get an engineer, at Charlie, likely at multiple people. But we don't know when that is, or really how. But I'm thinking maybe we could somehow put that nudge that into our favor. Give him some, I guess it's sort of like a bait trap sort of thing.
So you're talking about conning him?
I'm remembering the case of the vultures, and you basically set bait out for them to get, and we conned them basically.
You hoping we can hit a mob boss over the head with some paint cans?
I don't know about that, but think about it. He is smart, so it might not work, but I don't know. It just seems like a better idea to have a trap laying in wait for him than trying to go to his territory and play on his turf, sort of thing. Am I using those terms right?
You are. And there's a big smile, sort of like just this really affectionate smile. It's not meant to be patronizing. He's like genuinely really happy, and your duffer of an insight roll before. I'm gonna let you have this one because you realize that you're looking at a man who's had exactly the same idea as you have, and he was just talking about how he's shut down the studio. The one person who is still in the studio is smiling at you right now.
And Bob blinks for a second before starting to smile back and go, "You couldn't have led with that, huh?"
No, it's much more fun this way.
I feel slightly patronized, sir.
You gotta let me have my fun somehow. Anyway, now that we're all up to speed, I would rather like to posit the suggestion of bait. I am rather used to being the object of their advances, so we might as well anticipate and try to reverse it on them somehow.
Sorry, I'm doing thinky.
No, it's fine. I would like to. I'd like to prompt Beckett to say something because, gosh, Yuni, you're very patient with us all, and you're the detective, so you might actually have something to say about this. If it's like to say it's stupid, you can say that.
Beckett, he sort of. He's leaned back in his chair. He's taking it all in, listening to you all talk. And he goes, well, I confess, my strength are more going towards somebody than luring it in, but oh, I don't think it's the worst plan to get someone on your own terms.
My thought for you, laddie, was sending you in is potentially an opportunity. However, we're not actually sure where to send you. If we actually manage to hook someone with the correct bait and reel them in, we might be able to extract some data that you and your partner potentially could use. And he's looking at you, Charlie. He is very much intending for Beckett and Charlie to make a sort of double cop team, anti-cop team. What am I saying? Blah. I was going with buddy cop, and then it was like, nah, that's not what they are at all. It's the opposite of that. Anti-cop.
Vigilante.
Vigilante. I like that.
We gotta find the right angle so we can rope him in, and then once we've done that, we'll have him in our trap. Yeah, I reckon that's something we can work on.
As a start.
Bob's madly going through his receipts. I feel like I should roll something for the receipts, by the way.
Yeah, sure. I don't know what. Maybe history.
I don't know. My thinking is finding, like, because the whole thing about the receipts was basically finding a paper trail for the Hyakuza.
Yeah.
And
okay.
And in this case it would be delivery receipts that he's looking for.
Ooh. Okay, yeah,
Delivery
like roll history again.
It would be looking for delivery receipts for any entertainment fun gag items that the jester would be particularly fond of getting.
My god, he really is fond of
Where
it.
is it? There it is. 21.
Yeah. Yep, you find them. I would like Bob to say what they are, because we're writing here, folks, if you hadn't guessed, people who are listening. This is basically a brainstorming for us as players and me as, you know, potentially a DM in future games when I've finally finished getting Alibi out of jail. That's a thing. But yeah, please, Bob, what do you find in your mass of paper there?
Yeah, he goes, here it is. Okay, so this could be him, this could be not, but I was basically looking through obviously paper trail to see this is basically a receipt for delivery of Maud, give me a gag item.
Giant whoopee cushion, like the biggest.
Okay. Is there a delivery receipt for a giant whoopee cushion?
Anyways, sound like him.
And well, I managed to at least find an address for it, and again, it could be him, it could not be, but I was going somewhere with this.
No, that's probably where you would hesitate. I think the engineer would basically gesture at Beckett to have a look. You're a detective, you're used to sniffing through paper, and like he's told Beckett absolutely everything about the jester after he has confirmed that he was trustworthy. And you know, Charlie, you're a prankster. Like, if there's things on this list of joke items that you would like relate to or suspect that he would have a leaning towards, like, the jester is mean. Like, he's a prankster, but he's also cruel. So, like, the type of things he finds funny aren't necessarily what everybody would find funny. So that might actually be a hook for you to have a look at that list and, like...
Yeah, I think Charlie is gonna have a look as well. I'm gonna do investigation with disadvantage, because Charlie is very slightly dyslexic, so it's gonna be a bit difficult with him for him.
Charlie.
Hey, can Bob give Charlie the help action to make it just regular?
Sure. Yeah. This is group project time. This is the day before your deadline at school and everybody's helping out.
Okay, it's a 15.
Fun. I'm going to go ahead and use that inspiration you mentioned at the start.
Yeah, I didn't make you roll stealth. I was just like, yeah, he's so sneaky, he's just there. You can use that inspiration and you flawlessly have like your we go into sort of high zoomed in, going from line to line to line, and then it sort of fixes on one particular thing, and it's like like highlighted.
Goes. Gotta say, little man, you got a good nose for this.
That's funny you should say that. I have no nose.
I think you sniffed out a good track, though.
Bob is smiling, very proud. Very proud.
Love Bob.
Team
is
dumb
good.
ideas. Yes.
Oh, he's still wearing his dumb hat.
Oh, engineer is absolutely
He's
wearing
still
his
wearing-
own now, like on top of his regular
Yeah,
hat.
no question. Does Beckett want a hat to match as well?
He hasn't asked for one, but if you put one on him, he won't take it off.
I think-
love you.
Beckett needs to come up with a dumb idea, and then Charlie will grace him with a hat as well.
I'm so happy about Team Dumb Ideas, or is it Dumb Ideas Squad? I feel like that feels more
It was
natural.
the Dumb Ideas Squad.
Dumb Ideas Squad. It is. That's it. That's who this four are now. I'm sorry. It's like Team Cockroach. You just have to take the name that comes to you.
We are the Dumb Ideas Squad.
Yes, the Dumb Ideas Squad versus the Jester, leader of the Yakuza.
Like, honestly, we're toons. That's one of our biggest weapons here. I'm gonna be like real.
Oh,
That's
it's
literally.
so fitting, though.
I'm so happy about this. This is great.
It's so fitting. I love it.
Serious meeting in a smoky room, and we've all got party hats on that say I'm a dumb fuck. It's
I need there to be a moment, like fucking ages down the line, where we all burst in on the Jester, all wearing these hats, and it's like, so here you are. What are those hats? Oh, the Dumb Ideas Squad. That's what you named yourself?
Yeah, I need this. I will write that down. I will. Oh, gee. I mean, you need a dumb idea to take down a dumb person. Let's just put it that way. Okay.
It's true. It's true.
I'm laughing
And
too
Beckett, let's. Okay, so Beckett has gone over these receipts and had his eureka moment. He goes, "This is a man who loves his laughs. How he gets them, well, as you said, not everyone will find it funny, but he can't resist a joke, good or a bad one. You set him up where he feels like it's got to be funny to take the fall. May just have him in a trap right there."
I'm so glad we're seeing
You know
eye
how
to eye.
to match.
Not that I have eyes, but
Yeah, a little featureless crew we got here.
Engineer, how has it been improving security?
it's been very difficult. And we have a little montage of like trying to like test security and like going around with Rowan and like sometimes with you, Bob, and like, you know, they're like trying to like file off a checklist of all the parts of entry, and they're like, okay, yeah, this part is definitely secure. And then Short's kid just like barrels out of the air vent in front of them and is like, hi, and runs past this, ah! And then like,
No, I was gonna say if
gee.
if it wasn't Short's kid, then it's gonna be Charlie, and if it's not Charlie, then
Yep.
it's probably gonna be Jack.
Jack, absolutely, all three of them.
Jack, it's rad.
And at one point it's like all four of them,
Or
and it's
Tally.
just an absolute nightmare. It's impossible. Also, again, this is a Toon studio. It's absolutely made for gags, and like, you know, they've tried their best, but like, Engineer has basically accepted and said already, it's not a fortress, it's not a castle, there's always gonna be holes in the walls, and like, oh man, yeah, so we just like come out of this montage to a slightly strained looking Engineer, and some of the ash falls from the end of his cigar. He's like, it's been an experience.
Yes, it has. Engineer, do you want to roll insight on Bob? He's giving you a look right now.
Oh boy. Oh, come on, Discord, roll! Discord, gimme! Thank you. Oh, 23.
Nice.
23.
He's picking up what you're putting down.
20. Yeah. Bob is giving you a look, Engineer, that, yeah, security at Dodo Studios has been pretty difficult to really nail down. Would be a shame if someone would take advantage of that.
This is in a sort of moment of despair, I realised that this could actually be our saving grace. You may also, I don't know if you three actually watch my movies, but you may have noticed a particular theme for the past couple of them being comedies. This has not just been for the uplifting of the souls of this country, but it has also, in its own way, been a sort of worm on the hook that we are setting out.
Trying to piss up movies. Nice.
I also do like a good comedy. What, you're all so surprised?
You said before that, like...
Deathly silence for the man who died 1,000 times to actually confess to like making comedies. Yes, okay, it's a bit of a shock. He does, though.
You said before at the beginning of all this that there was a map in the middle of the table. Should we say that the map is of Dodo Studios?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Or, like, you know, underneath the one of Anquel, he, like, swaps it out for the blueprints of Dodo Studios. Yeah. Fine.
But yeah, like, well, I'm not really gonna solve security issues and everything, but have you put a bunch of squeaky toys down here, or there?
Squeaky toys? Is that all I needed?
Not gonna solve everything, but you know what? Blocking the place up, someone's gonna find a new way through. Nice obvious exit, they're gonna go right through and probably not watch their feet as they go.
Charlie, you have been taken by the shoulders and are being sort of gently shaken in a sort of thank you. Thank you. I'm going to do that straight away first thing tomorrow.
Bob's looking at the map as well, and again, he's gone over this with the security details with engineers, so he also knows all the ways.
Mm-hmm. For sure. If anything, Bob, you probably know it better than engineer.
Kind of. He definitely has. He definitely has a child-drawn map of the vent system still in hand.
Oh, cute.
Which he's also used as reference for security point.
Yeah, useful.
But he's doing another big think.
Big thinking.
It occurs to me this is the advantage of getting someone on your own turf. You all know where you're going. As much as, you know, an uncommon place to step, a weird little corner. There's a lot of ways where you can, I suppose, reverse security. Alert people to someone who isn't as familiar walking through these halls.
As you've been saying that, the engineer's ears have, like, gone from, you know, the flat sideways thinking of a dog that is contemplating whether this is a good or a bad idea, to the upwards of the sort of,
Does this mean I gotta stop wearing disguises around the place?
You can wear whatever you like if you're in props.
Well.
There's a lot of costumes down there.
Charlie has absolutely stolen some before.
Cool. But engineer was subtly trying to say, like, prop storage is crazy. Like, he knows his way around it. Most of the employees do. But, like, it's crazy down there. Charlie, you played hide and seek down there. It was mad.
So threatened to burn down. So... but no, like, prop storage could potentially work, but
There's a lot of places. It's a big place, man. So, Bob, you were gonna say something, sorry.
Well, at the mention of prop storage... I'm trying to think of what would be good enough bait to bring him here. You know, that Gesture would actually, you know, take the risk in coming here.
What, do you want me to dress in drag and do the hula? I will.
I mean, possibly. There was, I mean, maybe not that specifically. I feel like you're quoting something.
It's going down on the suggestions list. He's making a note.
Well, you made the last couple movies somewhat as a jab against Jester.
Positively.
So, safe to say, so safe to say you have metaphorically poked the lion's den. And Bob kind of winces a little bit. He's still figuring out metaphors.
It is a bit of a risk, and I will be honest, I do not care for the fact that I have children in the studio at the moment. I really do need to get Short's kid and Snailian somewhere safe. I was considering letting them kip over with my family in the Independent Isles. I do have that magic transportation set up, but I don't like being apart from them. They're asleep next door. I don't know actually what to do about that.
Oh,
Well, we could ask them to if they wanted to have a sleepover with Rad and Tally.
Would you mind?
or like, there's always a spare room at my nan's place as well. She wouldn't mind having kids about the place again.
I really want to meet your nan. The more you tell me about this woman, the more I love her.
Charlie's just gonna grin at you and give you no other information there.
One day I will find out the mystery that is Nan Black.
And he sits up a little more. He goes, "Now, I won't rule anything out, but strikes me as mighty unlikely we'll get Jester coming in here himself on the first go."
Oh,
Maybe not.
No. It would be nice though.
But
From what I understand, he's more likely to send his goons in a little spy to step in wherever he feels necessary. But
What if
again,
you're-
my strength is tracking people down. All I need is to get a sniff of him.
Bob holds up the receipt. Just hands it.
Unfortunately, that is not a receipt he has directly handled. What I need is something he is himself interacted with.
But my point is, and has been from the start, baby steps. And to catch a big fish, you need to catch a wee fish, and then a bigger fish, and then a bigger fish. And eventually, we will get the bastard. But we cannot expect too much too soon. This is step one in obtaining your lead.
Precisely. And that's why I'm saying we're worrying about how to lure the biggest fish in, and I'm reminded it ain't likely to happen.
Well,
So
why
there's-
not lure in a smaller fish first? Let that one go free, and either follow him back, and don't give me the look, but maybe pretend to be that smaller fish until we get a bit of extra information and you can manage to catch the scent.
We may get away with that, but we could also just let the original small fishy go and follow them back to their fishy den. That analogy has actually worn through a little thin. I think rats returning to the nest is maybe more appropriate here. Not that I have anything against rats, met some very nice ones myself.
Well, if we're luring in a smaller fish, I can think of I can think of a small plan that could work with that. I mean, either. Well, I was thinking that another good way to bait, maybe not for Jester, but maybe for a smaller fish, we could say we're doing a small side production. And Bob looks at you, engineer, for this. But since we have a lot of our cast and crew that have been given basically vacation time for now, we're looking for anyone who might be available to get if they want something like a good resume sort of deal. And we'll be accepting people with maybe not super big. Words.
No, you've got a good
Basically,
thing going
make a new
there.
fake movie to get his attention.
Hey, I think
Well,
Charlie...
no, I'm not saying make a fake movie.
Oh, I might.
I'm saying we make a movie.
I'm not feeling the energy. Maybe a short, maybe a 20-minute. I haven't done a single reel for a while, or two reels, actually. That'd be nice. Charlie, how do you feel like applying for a part in acting as someone who's not yourself so you can get amongst them?
You know what? I reckon I can do that, and I reckon I've got just the disguise up my sleeve.
Good to know.
Bob looks somewhat nervous about that.
As he should.
But he says that he will refrain from saying.
Actually, Bob, I was wondering, because you're sniffing around in accounts, someone may actually cotton on to that. How good are you at lying?
How good is Bob at lying? Let me look.
You could also roll
what's-
deception to see how you do.
Hey.
Is it bad?
Hey.
Is it really bad?
Yeah. Listen, Bob's charisma is 10.
Oh, baby.
So it's gonna be a straight D+.
Oh!
Just a 3.
Shit.
And Bob puts, you see Bob start visible sweat drops as he looks away, puts his hands on his elbows and goes, well, I'd say I'm not terrible at lying. No. And he drops it immediately. I'm not good at lying, no.
Okay, well, fortunately, you have someone in your midst who happens to be an actor. I can give you some lessons, laddie. You might need a lot of lessons.
I don't feel very confident about this.
If you're not too confident with acting, just remember how great you managed to lie to those vultures.
And Bob kind of makes it face at Charlie, because yeah, he's remembering that. He doesn't.
They got away with it. It counts.
Yeah. Also, Engineer is not like volunteering Bob to do Charlie's job. It's just like in case Bob has to cover, like has to bluff because someone comes up to him and says, excuse me, why are you looking at what we bought? Like, you're gonna have to be able to cover for that. So we may end up doing some more acting lessons. That would be fun. But I'm starting to feel like Detective may be going to waste, and I hate to waste any sort of potential material. Have you got any, I don't know, how would you like to be a part of the scheme? Aside from an overseer, it would be extremely good to have someone on the outside.
Well, he glances sidelong at Bob, and then he glances back at the engineer and goes, you are paying me. I can take care of whatever you need me to.
Aye, but I'm asking you, as you know your strengths, as to how best to use you. That's what a director does.
As you figured, stick to the shadows. I'm good at going unnoticed. You, want me perhaps staking it somewhere out, dropping off, maybe a convenient advertisement for this event somewhere that someone could pick it up, things of that nature. I think I could come up with a few ideas.
Yeah, he's writing that down, definitely. Okay, well, I think we may, in fact, surprisingly, have a game plan. It'll be hard to say as to exact times and dates, and as to whether they'll pick up on it, it may be too obvious. On the other hand, I have met some Yakuza, and they are slightly lacking in the intelligence department the lower they go, so we'll see how it goes. In the meantime, I would like to inform both you, my esteemed detective, and Charlie, me and Bob have a little side project that we're also working on, which could be useful in the future. Bob, would you like to tell them?
Bob is beaming.
Yeah.
there are in fact sparkles now around his head, and I'm just gonna roll Hammer's face real quick.
Yay!
That's a 2. That's good.
It still works. It's fine.
Bob once again reaches behind himself with both hands and and goes, "Oh, could you all look away for 1 minute? This is kind of it's weird pulling this out when people are looking."
Yeah, Charlie just whirls around so he's facing the wall.
We all do the gag.
Yeah,
Beckett doesn't turn away. He just like tips his hat over his eyes.
Oh, you're so
yeah.
cool.
Once Bob is it's really cool. But as soon as everyone's looking away, you suddenly hear dunk. It goes, okay, you can turn around now. And when you turn around, there is a full-on not billboard, chalkboard full of blueprints and plans and just artificer nonsense.
Yes.
Basically, about the sea train.
I guess Charlie and
The
Beckett
what?
should you should roll intelligence or something to see if you can decipher what the hell you're looking at.
God.
Oh boy.
I mean, you can see a picture of a train at least.
Fucking
Yeah.
19 from Charlie
Nice.
somehow.
Yeah.
Bob looks very excited and proud.
Beckett, he has not spent as much time around trains as you all have inside the studio.
It's true, it's a bit of a specialty in the studio. But Charlie, you definitely have, and you recognise a train, and throughout the mire of alchemical notes and artificer notes, you can make out a sort of wavy line, and it looks kind of like water. It looks like that's a train that goes on water, and maybe underneath it.
Oh, Bob also has multiple blueprints in his arms right now, and he looks like he's very ready to go off on a tangent.
Alright, we only need the one.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah, I was like, oh, Charlie definitely looks a bit like deflated there as well. It's like, oh no, he wants to hear about the sea train. He wants to go on a ride on the sea train.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. How do you feel about the fact that this is a potential future?
Charlie is ecstatic because hell yeah, more trains. I'm just like, I would like to just gently remind you of that one moment back on like the first episode of Taffy Train when we were in the engine and Charlie was just getting her hand on the whistle. It's basically that again.
Aye, laddie,
Aww.
I will let you blow the whistle.
Yes.
But after me. And then what?
I imagine that the whistle, when going underwater, just makes a big bubble that when it gets to the surface, pops and whistles.
I love that, but I was actually thinking of the train making whale sounds.
Oh
my God,
yes.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Because I was like, I kind of like that thing. So this is we made a bit of a profit after that Star Wars business. I wasn't expecting quite so much. So international connections need to be made, re-established, broken down, and then rebuilt. It's a mess. Anyway, I thought that this may be a solution to that, or at least a start. And it's certainly something that's potentially a weapon in our arsenal.
We're building a train!
Yes, we're
Have
building a
another
train.
We're building a train!
I think there's
I
dancing
haven't
now.
been so excited about them. Yeah, there's dancing. I haven't been so excited about building something in so long. And sir, I know you want to. I schemed up some ideas after hours. I want you to look at. I mean, not now, but later. But and Bob's just looks. He looks so excited. He looks like a child playing with a new toy.
It's suddenly very bright in here. The engineer is glowing up a storm. He's so excited. It's gonna be good.
He tips his hat down again a little more.
Sorry, Becky.
Anyway, well, as you can see, we're very excited about it. But hopefully other people also will be. And, giving people means of hope and things to do with joy is actually going to be a way of facing these people down. So I would argue that persisting with this plan is also definitely going to help.
Well, now, I can tell you that two of you are mighty excited about this plan.
We're making a train.
I hate to put your children at risk, as it were. But wasn't one of the first big ways that they came at you was trying to ruin one of your trains?
Aye, and that's why I'm bringing it up here. That might be our second fish.
Oh. Oh. Oh no.
Listen, we're going to
And
try it. We
Bob's
may as
kind of
well
like-
anticipate
Bob-
it.
Bob is looking at both Beckett and Engineer and just kind of holding the scrolls of blueprints closer to his chest, like this started like as Engineer's baby, but Bob feels like he has had a very big part in this. And hey,
Engineer, Charlie's just gonna like put one hand on your shoulder and just go, Feathers, if you get this train destroyed as well, I will cry.
So will I. I have no intention of letting them get anywhere near this. In fact, I was wondering, Bob, you know, in the route of making such things, we do end up making different prototypes, and sometimes a chassis doesn't actually get used.
okay, I think I see what you're saying.
Yeah, he wants
Bob
you
is
to make a
still
fake
clutching the
outside.
scrolls close.
He wants a fake outside of the train.
I think I could make that happen.
We may have to use papier-mâché.
Man,
I am
don't-
aware we've not made of money.
Paper mache. What do you take me for? And Bob actually stops and looks at himself and goes, right, fine. Forget I said that. Okay, yeah, I could make a fake trade happen.
Alright, we've got Plan A and Plan B in motion. I think that this has been a highly successful first meeting. And to thank you all, and also potentially preppers for future... Where did I put those? Ah, there they are. And he rummages in his pocket, or a different pocket. You know, he does the Columbo, where did I put that damn thing? Ah, here they are. And he gives you all 4 earrings. Or rather, like, he gives himself one as well. So I want you all to have, like, an earring. And it can look however you want. Like, they've been styled to be, like, whatever you like. I'm gonna take a liberty here. Snail, I'm sorry. I'm gonna say that DJ Moves actually came up with the design for each of these earrings so that they suit you, so that they look like they're a part of your outfit. No one would question it. They have teeny tiny transmitters in them using a very small stone of far speech. And, yeah, they work over a very long range, and they are a communication device. They'll be activated if you squeeze the earring, but not before.
Hey, you managed to make them even smaller.
I know exactly where Bob's gonna put that.
I know this is a damn cheek, but I just was like, I want cool earrings.
No, I love this because this actually now makes Charlie look even more like his human version. Because his human version has a single earring.
I remember that now! That was a total coincidence, but yeah, cool, awesome.
I love this.
This is going straight on Bob's collar like a pin.
Oh, cute.
Oh,
Oh,
He's now a stylish accountant.
Nice.
hell yeah.
Yeah, Engineer is very basic. It's just your typical golden pirate earring, but it looks like it's a part of his design, so no one would question it.
I feel like everyone slowly looks towards Beckett to see what he does with his.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uni, give us the flavor.
his just a little stud that yeah, he's got big long elf ears, so he just sort of pops it in and grins and goes, "Thank you much."
You're very welcome. If there's anything else any of you like to talk about, we can. But honestly, it's pecking late, and we've covered quite a lot of material today.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah, it is late. And Bob realizes that, and he was tired when coming in, but now he's gotten hyped up.
Yeah,
that coffee kicked in.
And the trains.
The trains.
Well, it was mostly the train.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, speaking of which, Bob looks back at his chalkboard. I have to put that back, and he's just gonna slowly look at all of you and with an apologetic look.
We all turn away.
Yeah.
Chick, 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 punk. Okay, all done. Thank you.
One day you're gonna tell me how you do that.
Nope, I am not.
There you go, you can keep a secret after all. I'm proud of you. And you get a smack on the back of your shoulder.
Oof. I can keep a secret. Question is, can you keep quiet? And at that, Bob's gonna hand the now reassembled silencer back to Engineer. And I'd like to say, and I brought out Bob's toolkit earlier.
Yeah.
While he was disassembling it. I don't know what to roll to make this silencer better.
That's a good point. I've never played an artificer before.
You just use artificer's tools, wouldn't you?
Yeah, roll with your proficiency, because you're proficient in using your toolkit.
So it would be like what, an intelligence with proficiency?
I think it's just a D20 plus your proficiency, and actually, it probably would be with your intelligence as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's
do
go
it with intelligence, because if it's just with proficiency, it would only be a +3. But
people listening, if it's not that, we don't care.
+6.
We're not trying to be exact in this game.
Ooh,
22.
That's
Nice.
good.
Power of Bob.
Oh, that's much, much better. Yeah, he just fires it at the door, and it just goes, and you like barely hear it, and it's like, oh, that is good, Bob. You have outdone yourself.
You get a whack on the head. Stop putting your targets on the door.
What? It's a very thick door.
And and you know what? The next time I walk in there and there's a target on there, and Bob just reaches behind him, and you just see the hint of the fire extinguisher. He looks very serious about this.
All right, no more beards. They don't suit me.
No more targets on the door. Understood?
Yes, mother.
Good.
Good to see a man who's got people looking after him.
I certainly have that. And he actually looks affectionate and rather proud. Is there anything else any of you would like to say?
I do not want to get kidnapped again from this.
We'll try and avoid that. I would also prefer not to be kidnapped again. That was not a fun day for me.
I feel like whenever I hear about someone getting kidnapped, it's like months after the fact. Do we need to make like a fucking bulletin board about kidnapping, or
honestly, that might be worth doing at this point. It is getting a bit ridiculous.
I don't know if it would matter. Last kidnap I had to deal with was from a god, so I don't know if it's gonna help that much.
Is that where you met the pecking god? You've still got to tell me the details about that.
It's not a fun story. It's kind of annoying.
You're saying
the god was annoying, at least.
I can believe that. I'm not particularly religious.
Charlie is just pointing at Engineer like, and you were telling me off the other day about saying I felt left out of the loop, and you're going off into... Ugh.
Hey,
Charlie's
I'm not
just
completely inside the loop myself.
I think Charlie's just gonna walk out unless you try and catch him.
No, Charlie, listen. Yeah, I think it might just end on Engineer like running out after Charlie, like trying to persuade him that it wasn't his fault this time.
There is every chance that Charlie is going to potentially semi-kidnap you himself.
That would be really funny.
Wind up on a pub crawl at like 2 a.m.
I love that. Yeah, that's the good kind of kidnapping. Like Bob actually, oh my god, I keep forgetting it. The idiot Dumb Idea Squad have to go drinking with Rowan. Dumb Idea Squad go drinking.
That is true.
Yes.
Yeah, they just grab Rowan on the way out.
Yeah.
Bob obviously will look at Beckett and be like, "Do you want to come with?"
Well, the night is young. May as well.
Yay! I think that's a very cute
Night is
ending.
not young. It is incredibly late.
Oh yeah, we already put that out. Yeah, we're high off trains. Let's go party.
Like,
Trains.
I would legitimately adore to see Bob kind of tipsy and just ranting about train designs.
Oh, I can see it.
Oh,
I can absolutely see it.
will. He is absolutely. Listen, if you get him drunk this night, he is absolutely pulling out the chalkboard again and going through like a full-on like
Info dump.
mad scientist info dump about the train.
I love
Amazing.
it. Yes. You'll have to wrestle with engineer to get access
Beckett
to the
probably
board.
doesn't actually drink anything alcoholic and is just taking in all of the information that your tongue loosens up.
Oh man. Yeah, we may have to come back.
So.
We'd have to come back to the studio roof to do the actual info dump on the train because it's still supposed to be a bit shh. No one knows about it yet.
Oh yeah. But I
Look,
want to talk
if
about
you're
it because
drunk, no one's actually gonna be listening to you. Especially as like Charlie's probably gonna be trying to pull bar scams on like anyone that comes and sits near him.
That's
So-
great. Oh man. Huh.
are they still wearing the dumb ideas?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes. No one is taking the hat off.
Good.
Like they look like a stag party at this point, I think. Does Rowan get an honorary one?
Yeah, you know what? Rowan can have one
Yay!
as well. If Rowan,
Absolutely.
yeah, if Rowan complains about not getting a cap as well, Charlie will pull out one more, just like and a texter and write honorary on the top, and there you go.
Yes. Oh boy.
Someone's gonna have to tell Cell that Rowan
Yeah.
honorary dumb idea.
I mean, like, the dumb idea squad may get bigger. As engineers said, part of this was, like, to keep the very covert plans absolutely kind of, like, low-key. Few people know about it so that it's like a security breach thing. They don't have to worry about it so much if there's only 4 of them who know these particular plans. But, like, yeah, they're gonna start talking about this shit with other people who want to be involved, but also, like, Tobias and Larry are kids! Prim is a child! Like, they're all babies! I don't want them to get too involved! And it's like, ah! So yeah, that's why it was just these 4, if anybody was wondering. Ah! So...
Also, Beckett absolutely took note that that all 3 of you have children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are all dads.
I mean, to be like, Charlie didn't mention Ellie during that conversation. Absolutely shows photos of her from his wallet and everything when he's drunk though. So.
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
They're all, oh my god, all the dads are just showing pictures of their kids while drunk. Oh no.
What has Beckett rolled himself into? Ah.
Hey, he is having fun.
Yeah. Maybe one day we'll do a flashback on how Angie met Beckett, because I don't know yet, but he's been looking for a trustworthy detective for a long time.
We haven't nailed down the specifics of it,
Yeah.
but yeah.
There's meat to chew on that.
God.
Anyway, I think this has to be the end of this 4-way FPS. Thank you guys for showing up and putting up with me yammering on again. Sorry, I get nervous and I talk when I'm nervous.
It's okay. This was fun.
Oh, good.
It was a lot of fun.
Okay, cool. I am really glad that, yeah, you guys kind of read my mind on, like, the one kind of plan I had, because I was like, I don't know what to do about this guy. He's the bad thing. So, hooray. We have some sort of semblance of a plan. This is good.
We're making progress.
Yay.
Yeah.
Excitement.
Yeah. I'm sorry if it takes a long time for me to actually run a game relating to this, but like I said, Alibi's in fucking jail, and I'm only allowed to run one game a month, so we still have to deal with that.
Pat.
Oh, pat. Maybe Christmas. I mean, Animus by the time. We'll see.
Oh man, another Animus game.
Maybe.
Oh,
I mean, that would be real cool.
It would be
that would be. I
fun.
mean, it would be very fitting.
It would be. Yeah. Happy Animus, everybody, in advance. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking now. Y'all want to say goodbye for the recording?
Bye bye.
Fare thee well.
Yeah. Bye-bye.